Good evening, Kyle Roadman, EPUD GM. This is the Friday evening storm recovery update. The pace of recovery continues. We took our outage numbers from about 800 when the day started down to 400 now that we're near the end of the day. Real proud of all the crews and mutual aid help we have in the field and all of the internal logistics folks that are helping make all this happen. That kind of progress at this stage of the game doesn't happen by accident, and everybody here is working extremely hard to make it all go. It feels like we've kind of ramped up this major effort, this air carrier army, whatever you want to call it, and it is just fully mobilized at this point and doing the hard work all across Lane County to get every single EPUD customer back online. We are going to keep all of the crews in the field tomorrow. We're going to lose just 2 mutual aid crews. That'll leave us with still well over 20 that will be continuing to help. It's tempting to think that we're very nearly finished with this effort, and in some ways you could say we are, but I think even after tomorrow, when our outage numbers should be looking really good, we're still going to have a bunch of service lines to deal with. We're still going to have some reconnects, and so we're going to have to keep our foot on the gas here. We will start to talk about demobilizing some of the mutual aid crews over the next couple of days, but we will not do that until we are very confident the bulk of this restoration effort has been completed, and that means every customer is on that can be on at that point in time if there's not a service issue or some type of dramatic access issue or something. Hopefully you've been enjoying some of the videos we put out there. A lot of really interesting work today, big machinery, not just building roads, but going up hillsides and going over waterways. We'll get some of those in there tomorrow, hopefully. This is always typically the most interesting time of these storm recoveries, where you really have to do the hard things just to get a few customers on. Huge thanks to all the mutual aid crews, especially Douglas Electric. Tonight I was out with them on R.R. Baker, just kind of watching the major pole replacement operation they had out there, and that was something to see. Robert, our equipment operator too, deserves a big shout out for that. We've been highlighting the staff, and I really appreciate everybody's kind feedback about the staff's efforts. I wanted to really highlight a couple people in the back office that are working late tonight. Joanna and Nicole have been prepping late to get all of our service work ready for tomorrow. So we've got all these line crews that now have to transition from working on these major thoroughfares, the big main lines and tap lines, and now we're having to get in and deal with driveways and service lines and the small stuff, and so you have to kind of break the crews up differently. Joanna and Nicole know where those are at, and they are working very hard to make sure that we are being as efficient as we possibly can with the crews that we have available. I wanted to recognize them and let everybody know that they are doing great work for EPUD customers, and you are very well served by the work that's going on here. We're gonna over the next couple days probably wind down these video updates. I've enjoyed engaging with customers on these, and so I think we'll keep them around in some fashion. Certainly less frequent, maybe a once a week kind of thing. So if you have topics you'd like to hear us talk about, be more than willing to spend some time on those in the weeks and months ahead. Certainly things like system resiliency and storm preparedness, emergency preparedness would be top of the list. And as I've talked about recently, we want to engage and understand what that trade-off is in terms of customer rates, what you're willing to spend to harden the system against some of these kind of events. All of that I think would be worth continued discussion. So please reach out if you have topics you want to hear about. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of peek behind the curtain when it comes to your electric utility. We certainly like being an open book and sharing everything that goes on here. So although we've been dealing with this just complete major event, and it's been a real hardship for customers, I do want to think that there's been some good to being able to share how this utility runs, the people behind it, the way we make decisions, and the utmost care that we take in running this utility. And for me personally, it's been extremely gratifying the last several days watching all of these customers come online, to be re-energized, knowing that we've been telling this story night after night, and promising you that we've got these line crews out there, they're coming, and they're going to make it there. And to see that happen, and to hear the stories of the customers that are being turned on, has been just a real pleasure. We had a fifth grader write a story about her hero and the EPUD linemen that had made their power come back on. And so we posted that in the lunchroom along with a whole bunch of other customer thank yous and letters. And so despite the hardship of this thing, I hope there's some good that comes out of it. And I hope one of the legacies is this increased level of engagement that we've had with customers. And we'll be looking to keep that going. All right, that's enough for tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. And I think by the end of the day tomorrow, we're going to be in a really good place. All right, thanks.